I see the loop. I know the turn. I watch the bridge begin to burn. But even though I see the fire, I'm still the one who held the wire. Take a walk with me. Last episode, we mapped out the 8 pillars of your internal architecture. We realized that most of us are trying to fix our lives in the wrong place. Today, we start at the beginning. The pillar that makes everything else possible. Awareness. If you've heard me talk about awareness before, good. Repetition is the mother of discipline. For as long as I can remember, I've had a high level of awareness of myself, of other people, of my environment. I don't know if it was something I was born with or something I developed growing up in South Jersey, where being aware wasn't optional. Or maybe it came from years of training in martial arts, reading body language, eyes, energy in a room. That awareness helped me. It protected me, saved me more times than I can count. But here's the part that haunted me for the longest time. That same awareness brought a lot of pain, because I didn't know what to do with it. There were moments I knew I should have spoken up, taken action, and didn't. Moments I should have stayed quiet, listened, but reacted instead. I could see what was happening, but I couldn't change what I did. And in those moments, awareness wasn't power. It was a trap. See, the trap in self-development is the belief that seeing a pattern is the same as changing it. You understand your past. You can explain exactly why you act the way you do. You think, I get it now. I can break the chains. I can set myself free. But you've lived long enough now to know that's a lie. You can understand your anger and still explode. You can see your avoidance and still disappear. You can recognize the pattern and still repeat it. On our map, awareness is the first pillar. But most people misunderstand it. They think awareness is thinking about themselves. That isn't awareness. That's being self-conscious, not conscious of self. The difference between the two is mountains and valleys between. Being self-conscious is being paralyzed by the paint job of your house and what others think of it when they drive by. Being conscious of self is understanding the structure of your house, your habits, your language, your values. Awareness isn't thinking, it's observing. It's the ability to see what's happening without immediately becoming it. It's the capability to witness your internal world without being consumed by it. It's becoming the shrewd observer of the truth. And for most people, that gap doesn't exist. Real question. If you are aware, what happens in the seconds after awareness appears? Every reaction has a beginning, and it's much earlier than you think. Before the words, before the decision, there's a sensation, a tightening in your chest, a drop in your stomach, heat in your face, a numb effect. This is your nervous system speaking before your mind has time to tell a story. In that tiny window, your identity is already preparing to repeat itself, because familiar feels safe. None of these pillars move alone. They activate each other fast. So fast, most people mistake the whole chain for just who they are. Your identity is challenged, your nervous system fires, your mind creates the story. It happens in a split second to continually reap what you have continually sown. And if you don't like the harvest, you have to be aware enough to realize you're the one who planted the seeds. This is the moment almost everyone misses because it's uncomfortable. and discomfort makes you move fast. You fight, you avoid, you shut down, you jest, you escape. Not consciously, automatically. So even though you're aware, you're still reacting, which means nothing changes. Awareness isn't about knowing your patterns. It's more than that. It's about catching the moment before the pattern takes over. That's the observer. The part of you that can say something is happening right now without immediately becoming it. And that leads us to something simple but powerful. That is the pause. Like I said, the real power of awareness is not knowing the pattern. It's observing the pattern before it becomes your personality again. That is what leads us to the pause. Let me be clear. The pause is not control. Not at first. It's not suppression, nor is it that toxic positivity. The pause is simply staying a few seconds longer than you usually do. Staying with the heat. Staying with the discomfort. Staying without fixing, explaining, or escaping. Because when you don't react immediately, something subtle starts to happen. Not all at once, but enough to create space. And inside that space, the old identity loses momentum. Inside that space, choice becomes possible. So if the pause is so powerful, why don't we do it? Because the pause feels like anxiety-induced powerlessness. And a lot of us learned early on that powerlessness isn't safe. So instead, we do something, anything. We fix, we explain, we get louder, we shut down, we numb out. Is it because we're weak? No. Because no one taught us that staying present is strength. Let's make this simple. The exercise. Next time you feel triggered or heightened, don't try to fix your mind. Do this. Notice the sensation, not the story, the feeling. Where is it in your body? Is it in your throat, your stomach, your shoulders? The 10-second rule. Don't act. Don't speak. Just breathe and stay. Name it. Quietly. Then choose. Not the automatic action, the intentional one. Choose to step forward and speak and take action. Or choose to take a step back and think. The important part is to choose, not react. Real change starts in something so small, most people never notice it. A breath, a sensation, a pause. And in that pause, two versions of you exist at the same time. The one you've been repeating, and the one that's actually possible. Awareness lets you see both. As we keep walking, this is where we begin. What you'll start to notice next is that the patterns you keep observing are protecting a version of you that still believe it has to survive a certain way. That's where we're going next. Identity. The blueprint. Because you can't change what you don't see. And now you're starting to see. If this resonated with you, go ahead and stay with me. Because you can't change your reality without understanding the system creating it. My name is Gio, and as always, thank you for the company.